Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to deconstruct how a simple online bookstore founded back in 2007 essentially morphed into an absolute behemoth. We're unpacking the mechanics, the strategy, and the sheer mind-boggling scale of Flipkart. If you've ever wondered what it actually takes to build a digital ecosystem catering to hundreds of millions of people in one of the world's most complex markets, well, you're in the right place. Let's get right into it.
I want to drop this jaw-dropping statistic right away. 48%. As of the 2023 fiscal year, that is Flipkart's staggering share of the Indian e-commerce market. Think about that for a second. Nearly half of all online retail transactions in this incredibly fierce, highly populated market are flowing directly through their infrastructure. And this brilliantly illustrates what that dominance actually looks like on the ground. Flipkart commands nearly half the market, which is forcing a global titan like Amazon India into second place at roughly 35%. Meanwhile, you've got this fast-growing social commerce rising star Meesho carving out about 17%. To lead in a market where you're actively fighting off one of the biggest tech companies on earth, alongside these aggressive hyperlocal startups, requires a very specific, very ruthless playbook.
Okay, let's dive into this roadmap. First up, India's e-commerce behemoth. Then we'll break down the Flipkart business model, look at AI and smart shopping, discuss the PhonePe separation, and finally, winning the Indian market. We're going to peel back the layers of this massive company, from its sheer scale to its core tech.
Section 1. India's e-commerce behemoth, from books to an $8.5 billion giant.
To really grasp Flipkart, you gotta understand they didn't just build a store, they literally built national infrastructure. It's like a giant puzzle coming together. Look at this rapid chronological climb. In 2007, they were just selling books. Fast forward to 2016, they acquire PhonePe to tackle the massive payments hurdle. By 2024, they're pushing an astonishing $8.5 billion in gross revenue and managing 10 petabytes of data daily on Google Cloud. And looking ahead to 2026, we're talking about an ecosystem serving over 400 million registered users, pushing more than 150 million products, and even diving headfirst into quick commerce with 10-minute grocery deliveries through Flipkart Minutes. They essentially went from shipping paperbacks to delivering your daily essentials before your coffee even gets cold.
Section 2. The Flipkart business model, unpacking the revenue engine. Let's get a bit analytical and see how this platform actually makes its money.
So the crucial point is that Flipkart isn't just a traditional retailer scraping by on a product margin. It's a multi-layered ecosystem. Yes, the core engine is marketplace commissions, taking a 5 to 25% cut from 1.4 million sellers. But the real genius? That's in the surrounding layers. They sell highly profitable retail media ads to brands. They heavily monetize their massive logistics arm through fulfillment fees. And they generate serious revenue off fintech services like EMI processing and buy now, pay later options. Every single time a user interacts with the app, it triggers multiple revenue engines simultaneously.
But, none of that digital scale actually works without some serious physical muscle. Enter e-cart logistics. With over 70 fulfillment centers, they are out there delivering 6 million parcels daily across 98% of India's PIN codes. This in-house logistics network is absolutely crucial. It's their biggest competitive edge. It's the reason why, whether you're in a massive metro city or a remote Tier 3 town, you can fully expect that package to arrive at your door.
Section 3. AI and smart shopping, retaining millions with tech.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is Flippy. When you're managing 500 million users, you need bleeding-edge tech. Launched in late 2023, Flippy is a ChatGPT-powered generative AI shopping assistant. But listen, it's not just some gimmicky chatbot. It works quietly in the background while you browse. You can tell it exactly what you want in natural language, and it finds price drops, filters out the overwhelming noise, and nudges you toward better-rated alternatives. It essentially gives every single smartphone user in India their own personal, highly informed digital shopper. And Flippy is really just the beginning. They are using AI to completely strip friction out of the shopping experience. To bridge the massive language gap in India, they integrated voice search across 11 vernacular languages, which is a total game changer for digital inclusion. To boost engagement, they use AR for virtual try-ons and visual search. They even build Spoil, a dedicated app-in-app explicitly designed to capture Gen Z trends. And behind the scenes, Gen AI helps sellers instantly generate 3D models and rich product descriptions. It's an entire suite of tools, ensuring the app remains lightweight, highly localized, and accessible for absolutely anyone.
Moving to Section 4. The PhonePe separation, unlocking enterprise value.
Let's look at a masterclass in corporate strategy.
Let's move to CATA and see how this builds a broader financial empire. We have to look back to December 2022, when Flipkart and its massive fintech subsidiary, PhonePe, officially became separate entities. Flipkart had originally acquired PhonePe back in 2016, and they grew it into India's absolute largest digital payments platform with over 400 million registered users. But by separating them, Walmart, who maintained majority ownership of both, allowed this fintech giant to chart its own independent growth path.
The strategic reasoning was crystal clear, just reading directly from the Walmart press release here. Establishing these businesses as individual entities will allow both to chart their own growth paths, helping unlock and maximize enterprise value for shareholders of the two companies. It was a brilliantly calculated financial move. By uncoupling them, neither company is constrained by the other, which allows the total combined value to scale exponentially higher.
Finally, Section 5, winning the Indian market, the homegrown advantage. How exactly do they beat out the global competition?
When you contrast Flipkart directly with Amazon India, the strategic differences are just night and day. Amazon traditionally focuses heavily on the urban, premium shopper through their Prime membership and tech-driven convenience. Flipkart, however, they play a deeply localized, volume-oriented game. They have a massive focus on Tier 2 and 3 cities. They dominate apparel through their group company Mantra, they seamlessly integrated travel via Clear Trip, and most importantly, they focused heavily on the unique buying behaviors of the Indian consumer.
This homegrown advantage really boils down to solving unique local hurdles. For instance, Flipkart pioneered cash on delivery. That was a crucial move in a market that was initially highly skeptical of digital payments. They rolled out no-cost EMIs, robust product exchange programs, and the Flipkart Pay Later system. These aren't just payment methods, right? They are trust-building affordability features that literally unlocked e-commerce for a highly price-sensitive population. Add in their loyalty system, Supercoins, and they've built a rewards loop that keeps users firmly locked into this homegrown ecosystem.
Which leaves us with this final thought. We've seen how Flipkart evolved from a 2007 online bookstore into a multi-layered revenue machine, a machine that now handles your groceries in 10 minutes, your digital payments, your travel bookings, and your fashion. So, as these platforms evolve from simple storefronts into all-encompassing lifestyle ecosystems spanning everything from logistics to finance, what does the future of e-commerce really look like? Are we heading toward a world where there's just one super app for absolutely everything in our lives? It's a fascinating question to consider as you watch this $8.5 billion engine continue to scale. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning how the digital world around you is built.